an issue. And so while we wait, I just want to take one moment to check on anyone else who might have registered before we get started. Okay. My apologies, gentlemen. I just need to check something on my end. I'm going to get started here in just a couple of minutes. Okay, well, welcome in for our 5-day somatic meditation training. And so you're going to need, over the next 5 days, a meditation cushion, pillow with a firm blanket wrapped over it. Wow, I keep having issues on my end. Are you guys able to hear me?
Yes.
Yes, there was a little blip for a second.
Oh, okay. It must. Okay. I'm gonna do a test, and then I'm gonna see if it's well, actually, we'll just have to go with how it is currently. You can hear me okay, right?
Yes.
Okay. Wonderful. So for let me just restart here. So welcome in to our 5-day somatic meditation training. Over the next 5 days, we're going to be learning the posture of pure awareness. And when you learn the posture of pure awareness, you discover the practice of pure awareness. And what this is the root lineage of somatic Tibetan meditation, which is all about learning how to get out of our heads and to come into the body in order to learn how to be with what is happening on and in the body. And in doing so, to realize the natural and the awakened state that is always available to us within the body. And so each morning we're going to be coming in and we're going to be beginning with what's called 12-fold lower belly breathing, where we're going to fall down into the ground and we're going to learn how each step of this practice and each step of this posture is rooted or is natural. And along the way, I'm going to appreciate each of these stages with you. I'm just going to share with you how I appreciate the placement of this practice in a very natural, grounded way. And when I share this with you, it's my hope that this inspires you to appreciate how each stage of this practice in turn helps you get out of your head and to come into your body. And there's something called something to experience. And you'll often hear me say in our trainings that there are no good or bad emotions. There's only constructive or destructive responses or reactions to an emotional experience. And that emotions are physical sensations that happen in the body, or on or in the body, that send a message to our brain that something important is happening to our body's well-being. And so one of the beautiful things about the posture of pure awareness is that we are it's as if we're all here. We all exist, just like this plant in my living room exists, and the trees in the forest exist, and the river finds its way a path of least resistance through and down and along and through the woods along a path. And we just happen to build our roads along that path because we want water, or we need water, right? Or because it's also the easiest way to get around the trees. And so we end up near that spot. And the beautiful thing about this practice to me, and learning and discovering this posture, is that we might never learn this unless somebody comes and teaches it to us and says, hey, slow down and just notice what is happening at each of these stages. And as you learn to build the posture, there is something to be experienced along the way, each way. And the more you start to appreciate each of those stages, it opens you up to become more conscious. And it's this consciousness, it's this awareness that allows us to, in turn, to open. And I think one of the things that really allowed this to flourish in my life was when I became, was when I realized that by simply becoming excited to learn the posture, I didn't need to think about not thinking. I didn't need to try very hard. All I actually had to do was really enjoy the process. And even when it's challenging, it's beautiful. And then realizing that along as you learn to build the posture and we finish, and I hope you notice this over the next 5 days together, is that you've learned a map. Somebody has actually shown you how to walk through your city streets, right? How to walk and find that path along the river. And you can rebuild it. You can go back there to develop, to become aware of something to experience. And the last thing I'll say is this: something to experience. The reason it's called something to experience is because I can't name it for you. If I name it, it becomes an emotion. It becomes what I'm experiencing. And so that's that piece about emotions are sensations that are happening in the body, and that the body is already awake, is that there's all of this amazing stuff happening in our bodies. And the more we slow down, the more we realize that, oh, this thing that may have felt like tension or pain, I was identifying with it in that way. Oh, this is a sensation. Oh, what? And it's limitless. It's utterly connected to the earth and to the ground. And this is a cognitive distortion that can be challenging for some of us, but that our awareness is limitless. We can actually feel beyond what we can think. Our thinking limits things, but our feeling sense is limitless. And we are loving awareness. We are not what we think. We are that awareness. And that is, I think, the thing to, I like smile and I laugh because it's challenging. Right? So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with 3 rounds of 12-fold lower belly breathing. So go ahead and just fall down onto the ground. You're going to lie down onto the ground. And when you lie on the ground, you're going to tie a strap around your legs, around your knees, and put your legs a little bit further out from your knees so that your knees rest inwards. And if you want to watch me, you can watch me. And as you start to fall down into the ground, just notice how your knees being in the air allows your hips and your lower back to rest back. And notice how any trying, any needing to make an effort is just completely eradicated because you're falling down into the ground. And so on your next breath in, we're going to take an inhale into our bellies. And then squeeze your belly on the exhale. And pull your belly in for 12. Pulling your belly in, pushing the air out. Exhale, 11. Squeezing the air out. Squeezing it out. 10. Keep squeezing the air out. Squeeze it all out of your belly. Flex your lower belly. 9. 8. 7. Squeeze it all out. 6. 5. Keep going. Keep squeezing the air out. 4. 'Kay, make these last 3. Really push all that air out. 2. And 1. Okay, so go ahead and return to normal breathing. You can breathe in and out of your nose or in your nose and out your mouth. And what I want you to appreciate here is how you just learned the first round of 12-fold lower belly breathing. And this breath is very special because what this breath does is it creates a lot of tension down in your belly, in your diaphragm, in your root, in your hara, in the part of your intestines and your nervous system that holds a lot of tension in your body. And so what we're doing is we're just learning the physical practice. And so now what I want you to do is we're going to do 12 rounds. And this time I want you to learn the awareness practice. And what the awareness practice is it's where is your awareness going while you're doing this? And so when you exhale, I want your awareness to drop down into your belly. And as you squeeze your belly, I want you to bring your awareness down into the earth. And I want you to feel down into the earth underneath you. Like when you're squeezing your belly, you're bringing your awareness down deep into the earth. And then when you release your belly, I want you to naturally allow your awareness to breathe and to come up from the earth into your lower belly. And as you do that natural release of your belly, anywhere in your body where you find tension, just let it go. Let it go completely. And fall down into the earth and let that awareness come up into your belly. And see if you can keep your awareness in your belly. But if you can't, if a discursive thought or maybe a memory or something about today comes into your mind, that's totally okay. It's actually really beautiful that happens, because as you naturally inhale, all you have to do is catch your awareness, and what do? We bring it back down into our belly and we squeeze for the next one. Okay, so I'm going to talk us through this, and we're going to do it one more round. We're going to inhale. Okay, now catch your belly with your awareness and let it go. We're going to squeeze our belly, squeeze, and bring your awareness down into the earth. Squeeze. And then inhale. Eleven. Squeeze down into the earth. 10, squeezing. 9, exhaling down into the earth. 7, squeezing down into the earth. 6, 5, notice how you're creating tension on the exhale, but then you're letting all that tension go. Go ahead. 4, squeeze it. Squeeze. 'Kay, last 3 at your own pace. 2, squeeze. And last one. Push every last molecule of air out. If you need to wiggle, wiggle. If you need to yawn, yawn. If you need to cough, cough. Notice how you're waking your body up. If you are down, this breath is going to bring you back into homeostasis. If you're up, or you're particularly heightened, this breath is going to ground you. Okay, so first we just learned the physical practice. Now we learned the awareness practice. So this time I want you to feel into your body. I want you to learn the somatic practice. And that's noticing how when you exhale, you're going to create tension in your belly. You're creating tension in your hands, in your eyes, in your toes. And this tension isn't bad. This is created tension. This is the tension that you're creating when you squeeze the air out of your belly. And then when you release your belly and you inhale up from the earth into your belly, all of that tension releases and it goes out like a shockwave through your body. And it helps you start to open up all of that corrosive psychosomatic tension, that tension that's built up from surviving, that tension that's built up that in some way we're holding on to in our bodies that we don't need. And so when you inhale, I want you to keep your awareness. I want you to feel into that space, that dark, vibrant, unconditioned space down in your groin. It's behind your groin, behind your belly button, and behind your anal sphincter muscle. I just want you to play. I want you to see how much you can feel in that area and how much you can feel in your fingers, your eyes, and your toes. And just start to seek sensations. Start to look at that these sensations in your body are something to feel, something to experience, that your body is actually coming alive. Okay, so here we go. Last round. We're going to inhale. And then exhale. Down into the earth. Squeeze. And inhale up from the earth. And feel. And now back down. Releasing tension and feeling. For 9. 8. Squeezing down into the earth. 7. 6. Okay, now I want you to fold all of your negative thoughts, anything holding you back, fold it into your exhale like you're kneading dough and squeeze it down into the earth. Then release and inhale up. And let all the tension in your body go, and then do it again. Squeezing whatever's in your mind down into your belly. Again, squeezing whatever's holding you back down into your belly. Then the last three at your own pace. Squeezing, squeezing. And when you're ready, go ahead and do the last one. Exhaling. And let go of tension on the inhale in your hips and your toes, and your fingers and your shoulders, your eyes. Beautiful, beautiful job, gentlemen. That was our 3 rounds of 12-fold lower belly breathing. Now I want you to notice, do you notice your body is glowing? Do you notice a tingly sensation in your fingers, in your toes, in your eyes, like a radiance? Do you notice how when you squeeze your belly and then you release it, you'll notice tension in your knees, your fingers, your toes, your belly, and then, or your hips, and then you get to let that go. So now we're going to roll over onto our side slowly, removing your strap. You can open your eyes and find your meditation cushion. And notice how your body changes as you do this. So go ahead and just find your seat, taking your time. You can come to full standing if you want. And then you find your seat. And so we prepared our body. We used 12-fold lower belly breathing in order to fall down into the earth and to fold anything that was stopping us from moving through our practice. Anything we're holding on to, any ideas that we need to try hard or we need to push ourselves. That's why 12-fold lower belly breathing is so beautiful, is it prepares us to do what we're doing now. And so now we're going to move through the 5 steps, the first 5 steps of the posture of pure awareness. And these steps, these beautiful steps, are just like you're building your house, you're building your posture. And so the first step is finding your seat. And over the next 5 days, we're gonna focus on each step one at a time, but we're gonna do them all every day. And so go ahead and just relax, just completely relax down into your seat. And just appreciate your seat, that you found your meditation seat. Now, if we were outside in the woods, if you were camping or if you're walking in a park or in your backyard, you actually need to find a seat that is suitable to sit. And so I want you to just smile at that you found your seat And if it's not a suitable seat to move through this practice, then go ahead and change it, like fix it. But once you found it, you've done the first step. And so now we're going to come into the body, and this is the second step. And what the second step is for is it's this realization that everything in our life, all of these experiences that we partake in, it takes us out of our body. And so our task, our job is to learn how to come into our bodies, to become more embodied, for it to be safe to be in our body. And so we always have to come back in. And that's this beautiful journey inward. And so on your next breath, I want you to just bring your awareness down into your left big toe. And we're going to use our breath. We're just going to breathe into your left big toe. And this is called tracking. We're going to track our awareness through the body, starting at our foot, on our left foot. And you might notice tingliness or numbness, or maybe an aliveness, like a pulsing. And so we're just going to breathe into our left big toe. And now I want you to breathe into your left sole of your foot. And now your left ankle. Soft belly breathing into the different parts of your body. So now we're going to go into our left calf. And along the way, we're just going to pause at our calf. Along the way, you might notice that you actually feel your left butt cheek, or you feel your eyelids, or you feel your lips, or your toes, your armpit. And what this is this is your body turning on. This isn't a problem, this isn't a distraction. And so this is why, as we track, we just are following our breath. And so on your next inhale, I want you to breathe back into your left knee. And so if something gets your attention, just come back to where we are. And now we're feeling everything from our left thigh all the way down through our left big toe. Now coming up to the top of our thigh and our pelvic girdle and our groin. And the back of our butt and the front of our groin. So much going on in there. We're just breathing into that area. And now everything from the waist down, we're just going to let both our right and our left legs completely turn on. And you might notice that your body wants to come into a seated posture, like you notice yourself leaning or tilting, and this is all part of building your posture. So go ahead and just allow your body to take that shape. Go ahead and just on your next exhale, let go of any tension. Allow your body to sit on top of your seating, on top of your cushion. Now we're going to come up to the front of the body, to our lower belly. Now we're going to go through our belly to the lower back, and we're going to let go of any tension in the lower back. And then we're coming through the body to our sternum. Breathing into your sternum. Then coming through your body to your middle of your back. Starting to fill our body up with our awareness. And now we're coming up to our heart space and our chest. Letting go of tension with each exhale. Now coming up to your shoulder blades and your shoulders. Just coming up to the bottom of your neck. And then go ahead and just sink down into the ground, letting go of tension anywhere below your neck. We're going to come over to the left shoulder and the arm socket, and we're going to breathe into our left socket, feeling into your left shoulder blade. And then go ahead and feel into your left tricep. And then your left bicep. And your left forearm. And if you notice tension in your legs or in your eyes along the way, just let it go. Then coming back down into your left wrist. Now we're going to pause at our left hand. I just want you to breathe into your left palm of your hand and see if you can feel your heart beating. Go ahead and feel into the fingertips on your left hand. And then come across to your right hand. And then connecting the whole circle on the front of your body. Both arms, your chest and your torso, and your legs. One big energy bubble, everything connected. Anywhere you find tension, just letting it go and relaxing into your body. And we're going to come up to our neck, on the front of our neck. And then the back of our neck. Go ahead and just open it. And then your jaw, and your tongue inside of your mouth. And then your nose, breathing into your nose. Then your eyeballs and the muscles around your eyes. And then your forehead and your brain. And then everything from your brain down. Just completely relaxed. We did it. We just came into our body. We used full body breathing. I want you to imagine that every pore of your skin on your entire body is breathing. And allow your whole surface of your skin to turn on when you inhale. That was step 2. Coming into the body. And it might be painful. There might be tension. There might be some emotions in there. But all we're doing is we're looking at this as sensational moments. Sensation that we get to come in to be with. And we use tracking to track through the body. And to breathe into these places in the body and to open those places with our awareness and our prana, or our breath. And so go ahead and start to inhale in your nose and out your mouth. And start to bring your awareness down into your belly. And now what we're going to do is we're going to breathe into our belly. We're going to come into the 3rd step. And this step is where we realize that the space inside of us is not separate from the space outside of us. That is actually an idea or a belief system. It's something that we think because we spend so much time in our body that we think that we're separate. So I want you to breathe down into your belly, and we're going to open up the space in our pelvic girdle, behind our balls, between our anal sphincter muscle, your taint. And I just want you to inhale down into your seat cushion. We're just going to take 12 inhales down into the earth. And we're going to go deeper with each one. Eight. Descending down into the earth. We're going to go 10 feet. Go 20 feet down into the earth. Seven. Go 40 feet. Six. Let's go 100 feet. Go a mile. Go to the center of the earth. Go right beneath you. Breathing right down into the cushion, right underneath you. Connecting down into the ground. Two more. Pushing your awareness down into the ground, down into Mother Earth. Okay. Go ahead and finish up wherever you are. You can take a few more breaths down into the earth. Okay, so now what have we done? We found our seat. Then we used full body breathing to turn on the skin, the encasement around our body. And we breathed into each individual part of our body. We brought our awareness through our body. We came into the body. We used a practice to come into the body and to be with what's to be experienced. And then we brought our awareness down into our bellies. We opened up our pelvic floor and we push our awareness with our breath down into our seat, down into the earth, to directly experience that we are connected with the ground, utterly, immaculately, directly connected with the earth. We are natural. And now we're here. And now we have this connection. So now what we get to do is we get to breathe up from the earth into our lower bellies. And so we're just going to take 12 breaths like a well. Because we've created this connection with the earth, we now get to breathe up from it into our lower bellies. And so now we're going to reverse the process. We're going to exhale down into the earth. So go ahead and exhale, pull your belly in, and release your belly down into the earth. And then when release it and inhale in your nose into your lower belly. Go ahead and do a few more, exhaling down into the earth. And if you notice tension in your legs or your hips when you exhale and you make that tension, just let it go. Okay, we're going to do one more practice breath. Okay, we're going to exhale down into the earth. We're going to inhale up from the earth into our lower bellies. 12. 11. And as you do this, notice how your body just wants to open. 10. 'Breathing up into our lower bellies. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. Letting go of tension along the way. 2. Last one, down into the earth. 1. Okay, so now go ahead and just relax down. Maybe you built up some tension in your hips. Maybe you found some tension in your shoulder. See if you can allow that tension to drip down into the ground. Okay, so now we breathed up from the earth into our lower belly, and so now we're going to do the same thing. But this time I want you to open up a channel. And this is a tube of energy that's coming up from the hara, from the space down in your lower belly. I want you to feel down into your lower belly. I want you to go into the back line along your backbone, and this might have already started to happen. But now I want you to intentionally open a tube of energy that's coming up along your back line, about the size of your pointer finger and your thumb when you make an OK sign. I want you to make this tube, and it's going to come up behind your belly button, behind your sternum, behind your heart, behind your lungs, behind your clavicle, along the back of your shoulder blades, behind your neck, on the inside of your body, up into your mouth, behind your soft palate, behind your tongue and your shoulder blades, or your eyes, and into the bump at the back of your head. So go ahead and just wiggle down into the ground. We're just going to take 12 breaths up from the earth into our lower belly, and we're going to come up about 2 or 3 inches with each breath. So here we go. Eleven. Coming up behind your belly button. 10. Behind your sternum. 2 of energy along your back line, behind your lungs, behind your heart, behind your shoulder blades. Okay, we're coming up into our neck. Behind our mouth. Okay, now into the soft bump at the back of your head. We're opening the central channel. And so wherever you are, go ahead and just come to a state of stillness. Allow your chin to come down, your ears to come over your shoulders. Now we're going to do a couple of advanced adjustments. And so all I want you to do is just slightly tilt forward. And go ahead and feel into your back line, slightly tip forward. See how that changes the quality of your felt sensation of your central channel. I'm going to slightly move backwards. And go ahead and come back to the middle, wherever the center is. And on your next exhale, just relax down into the ground. And now we're going to go to the left. Slightly to the left. And come back to your side. Go ahead and just find your perfect center. Dignified, open, immaculate, and free. You did it, guys. You moved through your first 5 stages of the practice of pure awareness. So from here, I just want you to feel down into your lower belly, into that dark, vibrant, open, free space in your lower belly. And just see what there is to be experienced right now. Honoring your body. When you're ready, come back into the space. You can open your eyes. Beautiful job, gentlemen. Beautiful job. I invite you to stay in your body. for just a moment before you engage with the space around you. And see if you can engage with the space around you from your back, from your central channel. If you want to place a hand on your heart and a hand on your belly, just give yourself thanks for showing up today. This was the first 5 stages of the practice in the posture of pure awareness, and we're going to go through the same map over the next 5 days together, each time building more of a relationship with it. From here, you're welcome to go. You're welcome to move into your day. May your practice continue for the good of everyone and everything, and may you get what you're looking for. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. If you want to stay and share what your practice was like, I'm happy to spend a few minutes with you, gentlemen. I want you to know that when you share your practice, it's not to tell anyone how to do it, just like when I share my practice. It's just to share what your inner experience is like. And in doing so, to help another man learn how to relate to his own experience.
Gonna sharing.
Please.
They asked me a little bit to get in touch with my body, doing the breathing. Notice, or now I wouldn't say like my emotions, how my emotions. So I couldn't relate the emotions versus body, but more like my body ache. Well,
Mm-hmm.
especially in my back.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to relax. Well, 2 or 3 things that I noticed was one, I was able to see clearly what are the things that are my roadblocks in my life. I mean, this sounds big, but I know things that I'm working on. Like, when I get it to this stage, I cannot see where I feel so calm and there is nothing to be worried about. And I know the things that make me worry are here. So
Is that in your body, Manuel?
yes, yeah, sort of. Because my body, it's like my whole body feels calm,
Mm-hmm.
small, and relaxed.
Can I point to something for you? Something that's been helpful for me in my practice? So we're gonna today we put it all together, right? We came in and we learned the first stage, and then we're gonna spend some special attention on each of the stages throughout the week, and we're gonna finish with the central channel. But tomorrow, when we're at this third step, when we get to this step of past finding our seat and coming into the body, when you open that space in your belly, when you breathe into that space in your belly, that space is said to be the hara, or the dantian, or the root, and it's a very special space because in our practice, it's the space that we like connect down into the ground, and it's like the junction, right, of everything goes in there. And from a nervous system perspective, this aligns in our common in our modern language, as that's where we hold a lot of our deeply seated fears and insecurities in our nervous system, right? But there's something different in the somatic lineages. But what's really beautiful here is that the esoteric teachings are that that space is supposed to be empty, and it's supposed to be vibrant and unlabelable. Like, and that's where something to experience is. It's dark. And one thing that's very special when we're working with a challenge or something, you went like this, is that because it's empty, we don't identify with it. We don't we don't know anything. Nothing's wrong in there.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
right? And so what I want you to point you to is I want to point you to actually, maybe for a little while, just let go of needing to do anything with anything that's wrong, and just play with bringing your awareness down there and see what happens. See how much, if you can start to build a relationship with this place in your belly that might feel like it's unconditioned, and see if you can relax into that. And my sense and my practice has been that when someone taught me to do that, was that it took my attention away from my back pain, and it took my attention away from, and it let me relax. It let me like, and I realized, and then it helped me work with other things. And that's what I think they mean when they say becoming deeply rooted, right? Like actually realizing I can put my awareness at the space between the letters. Instead of reading the words, I can look at the white space on the page. Does that make sense?
I think, yeah. I'm trying to get the idea. Yeah. What I'm hearing is,
Does the metaphor of words on a page make sense? Like we look at the black letters, but I want you to look at the white space between the letters.
but and what you're saying is that that can be happening if we focus on that area where it is empty.
Mm-hmm.
This is, you said that you learn that someone touched, and that's why you became more aware of the benefits of being in connection with that without labeling or putting, right?
Yeah, yeah, or that it's even possible,
Right. that's,
right? Like,
that's what I, okay.
yeah, because there's all this stuff up here, right? Like, so that's it. Cool. Jim or Alok, I do have to jump off in a few minutes, but I'd love to spend a few more minutes with you guys.
Still trying to like process. I felt the entire breathing process was like uh, it's a different feeling. Like I feel tired at the same time. I feel like energized.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I often wonder if guys are falling asleep.
Well, I did find myself occasionally while breathing nodding off a little bit, and then I'd wake up.
Yep.
And so I've kind of can relate to what Alok is saying, and that I felt energized. Yet at other points, I felt like I just wanted to kind of fall back into semi-consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a mix of both. It was very unusual. I've as you know, I've done some of this with the nervous system training that you already have online, and I get a kind of a different reaction almost every time I do it. Sometimes I think I feel more the central channel. Sometimes I feel more of my lower back hurting. It goes back and forth. Today was unique in its own way.
Jim, when you say that, I'm like, that is the beauty, I think, of somatic meditation, right? Like
Mhm.
that you realize that that my body is alive,
Mhm.
and that there's actually something going on in there, right? And
Mhm.
every time I fall down onto the ground and I let myself do my 12-fold lower belly breathing, I feel better, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And then there's a bunch of other stuff in there. So what I want to guide you guys toward is that if you, in the 90-day nervous system mastery, I teach that the 12-fold lower belly breathing is really enough. Like a lot of us push ourselves to meditate, or we think we need to meditate. We try to meditate, but what I find is that if we just build a habit of 12-fold lower belly breathing, you get your body into a state where you actually want to meditate, right?
Mhm.
And it makes sense that that's why they did that first, right?
Mhm.
Like because if we're coming in from the farm, like, and we're thinking about farming, right? Or we're coming in from waking up and we're tired, that 12-fold lower belly breathing wakes us up to be able to do this, right?
Mhm.
Makes sense.
And so beautiful, guys. Well, I'm looking forward to dropping in with you gentlemen tomorrow morning.
Definitely.
Yep.
Thanks for coming, Manuel. It's awesome to have you here.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you a lot. Hi, Jim.
See you all tomorrow.
All right.
Take care, Manuel.
All right.
Bye. See you in the morning.
Take care.
Bye.
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 Bye.